Thanks, Eric. Since Jason Candle took over as UT head football coach in 2016, recruiting and developing has been the motto. After putting together the top recruiting class in the conference last year, the Rockets have done it again. Except this year, it could be the best class in school history. For some head coaches, winning a conference championship would be satisfying enough, but not for Jason Candle. After leading the Rockets to their first conference championship since 2004, he and his staff turned around and signed the best recruiting class in school history, at least on paper.
I think we finished number one in the rankings. It's not something that we shoot for, but obviously if we're keeping score, we want to win. But I think that's just the initial part of what this thing looks like at the back end for these guys. You got to recruit them, you got to keep them here, and then you got to develop them.
The Rockets announced a total of 28 signees, 18 of whom signed in December during the new early signing period, something Coach Candle says he is in favor of.
A lot of these young people that we've had committed or verbally committed were committed last May, June, and even July, and they're still signing in the middle of December. So they've been committed for a long time. Why would they need to wait until February to sign, I guess would be the question I would throw back at you. So, yeah, I think that they got a chance to go where they wanted to go, and it was good.
Only one UT signing came out of Northwest Ohio, but it was a big one, as Springfield offensive lineman Tyler Long is now a Rocket.
I'm really stoked about it. It's obviously a local team that's great, coming off a MAC championship win, going on to the bowl on the 23rd. And, the way the coaches are and the way they treat you, obviously it's like that at every college, but the way the family culture is over at Toledo, it's unbelievable.
If they're great players in the city, first and foremost, they need to stay home and play for the Rockets. But Tyler's a great player. I think he's a guy that can play multiple positions on the offensive line. Very intense player, very physical. He's a finisher. And a guy who's got a great attitude towards competition, and he's a very serious student. So I think he's going to be a great one for us.
These four are seen as the highest rated players in this class. Quarterback Carter Bradley is son of former NFL head coach and current defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. The Jacksonville native is one of two quarterbacks in the class, as Wheeling, West Virginia's Cross Wilkinson also signed with the Rockets.
If the developmental path stays consistent and keeps going the way we project it to be, then they should both be really good players here.
Meanwhile, New York native Jalen Cooper is the lone wide receiver signed by Toledo in this class, but he has the size and the skill set to be a great one in the Glass City.
In the body mold of the Alonzo Russells, the Andrew Davis, that type of 6'4" with length, outside receiver, high points to football very well. Very good high school program.
An obvious emphasis for Coach Candle was in the trenches, where the Rockets signed over a dozen on the offensive or defensive lines.
Win the line of scrimmage. The games that we lost this year, we got defeated on both lines of scrimmage, in my opinion. It's not about skill. I've said this before, after games, I've never heard a coach say, man, we really did a good job of out finessing them today. It's about, this is a physical sport, this is in your face.
Only time will tell if UT's top recruiting class on paper lives up to the high expectations. I'm Zach Herrig for Rocket Roundup.